Through the Wire music video really captures how great of a storyteller and a marketer Kanye West is. Now, I've been making videos about his documentary, Genius. Definitely go check that documentary out. And it just inspired me to make this commentary on the music video Through the Wire, which is his first single, his breakthrough single. And it was really successful. But he was lucky to create a music video like this. And it emerged based on his circumstances. But without him even realizing that it was such an incredible marketing tool, it was. And how is that? So firstly, I talk about in other videos how Kanye had this unfair injury, right? He had this unfair injury of having an accident. And I say, as a filmmaker, when we're writing stories, especially if you're writing a dramatic story, your protagonist, there's some elements that you have to include in a protagonist to make them likable. These are really important. It's like part of these are things that protagonists have to have at least 5 to 7 of these traits. And there are even more of them, but your protagonist has to have quite a few of these traits. One of these traits is an unfair injury. Now, the thing about an unfair injury is that, just like all these other traits, is that it draws your audience to this character. It makes the audience root for the character, want them to win. And so by Kanye having this unfair injury of having this car accident, he's a rapper, but his jaw is wired shut, and he's literally in this very painful, life-threatening situation that he almost died, and at best he almost lost his career, right? That's the circumstance that he was put into. And then he showcases that in his music video. That is the ultimate factor that will make the audience that are watching the music video want to root for him, want him to win. So he's already off the jump won everybody's attention, got everybody interested in him. And I remember the first time I saw that Through the Wire music video, and the way that the music video just was unfolded, it was like the way they talked about Kanye was as though he's somebody that was established. Like, I was like, who is this guy? So the first thing you ask yourself is, who is he? Who is this Kanye West? And that's what the video really did. It positioned him as though he was somebody. When at the time when the music video came out, he was a producer, but back in those days, nobody cares about a producer, especially not a consumer. No one cares about, even in these days, no one cares about who produces a song. Maybe in the industry, people care about that. Maybe you're someone in the industry, but to outsiders that are not in the industry, to consumers, they don't care about that. Who cares if you produced Jay-Z's album? No one cares. Why should people care about you? But the way that he introduced himself in that music video really put him in a position where the audience that are watching are like, number one, they're rooting for him because of his unfair injury, and they're already asking, who is this guy, right? And he does a very good job in the video of telling his story, referencing Jay-Z, talking about his proximity to fame, right? And this is another trait in your character development, right? That's to make your characters likable, is to kind of have, to show yourself being social, or show yourself being liked by other people. And the fact that he could reference the fact that, he was signed to Rockefeller Records. And at the time, you guys have to understand, Jay-Z was probably like one of the biggest names in rap in those days. So him saying he was signed to Jay-Z's Rockefeller, that's like respect. He already got the clout just by referencing it. Then he talks about, him getting into this accident, and he's in the same hospital that Biggie and Tupac died in. Now, to most people that see that, they're like, whatever, who cares, right? Especially if you're like living in LA, or you live in LA, or you live in New York, you're not like, wow. But think about people that are like in the UK watching this, or people in Africa watching this video, that like, you have that much proximity to Biggie and Pac where they died. That's like a phenomenal place. Like, think about it. Like, there's a reason why in Hollywood there's so many tour buses that take you around to see famous people's homes. And so he's showing in that music video that he has proximity to fame and superstardom, right? And then in addition to that, not only is he showing this, he's also has pictures of Jay-Z in the music video. Then at the end of the video, he has Jay-Z give him his chain and say, I'm the newest member of the Rockefeller team. He has that moment, which really shows that he's not just talking about it. It's really the truth. Then he has all these other people in his video, right? I think Pharrell's in the video. I think Jamie Foxx might be in the video. I'm not sure. But he has a bunch of people in the video that are recognizable faces. Like that comedian, that was a recognizable face. I think he was in the barbershop at that time. So he has these recognizable faces in the video that shows that he has this proximity to fame. He's known by the people in the industry. He's one of them, right? And so you're like, who is this Kanye West? Okay, he's already established within the industry. He knows Jay-Z. He has this clout already. So it gives him it positions him in a way that he's not just this new musician that's trying to prove himself to us. It's like, oh, this is somebody that we should have already known about. Why don't we know about him? Who is this guy? And then the other part of this that he lucked out on. He either locked out, I think he locked out on it, or it was just great strategic marketing on his part, is that most artists, when they make a music video, it's a whole set, it's a dramatic story that they're telling, or it's something glossy. And when they get the cosign, maybe they'll have a rapper on their song, right? And so we're not really learning who that artist is. We have to, if we want to learn about that artist, we have to wait to see them in an interview, on television. And back in those days, in the year 2000, that means they have to be on MTV or TRL, or BET 106 and Park. We had to see them on TV doing an interview, right? But Kanye West, in his first song, because music is what really markets you and pushes you, and music videos, especially in 2002, was the biggest marketing tool for a musician. And it's also content. It's great content marketing at the same time. So this music video back then, he's been able to tell his story. So without even doing an interview, he's rapped about who he is and what happened to him. And in addition to that, he's shown us clips of his life because he was lucky enough or intelligent enough to have been filming himself, documenting himself for, I think, a year prior, to have all this footage, all this exceptional footage. At the time, it wouldn't have been as, impactful or as historic and monumental as it is today, that footage. But even just as a storyteller, telling, in a way, he was a vlogger. He was a vlogger in the 2002 context, and he was able to tell his story through these vlogs, right, in his first music video. So think about how genius that is. We see the success of vlogs in this era today, right? We see Logan Paul, that made him. Jake Paul, that made him. But back then, he had to take his vlog footage that was probably a year of footage, package it into a music video, which is the best marketing tool, probably the best marketing tool there is, a music video, right? And then he also was able to piece in all these celebrities in his video. And then in addition to that, his video was so different, right? Most videos back in those days were glossy, fancy sets, just glossy, fancy videos. But he is being a little bit more raw. He's being different. He's being an artist. And he's showing us this sort of the making of sort of video, right? This documentary style music video where he's captured these unique and interesting moments in his life. And it's a little bit grungy, it's a little bit rough, but it's just exactly what we want at the same time. And that was just phenomenal storytelling. It really is. It was really the best thing that could have happened to him. The car accident, turning that into a music video. And it was enough of a tool for him to take that. And he said he spent 30 grand or 30 something grand on it. Take that as a tool, take that and then show it to Damon Dash, show it to the Rockefeller family to say, guys, push this album. And once they saw that, they continued to, they greenlit his album. They took it off the shelf and they started producing his album because that's how magical that music video was as a marketing tool. And I say all this to say, what is your marketing tool, right? As a creator, as an artist, as a musician, what is your marketing tool that's going to get you noticed? Have you ever wondered why Beyonce has such a strong cult following? The Beehive go crazy over Beyonce. What about the Barbs? Nicki Minaj's fans go crazy over her. And then Justin Bieber, the Beliebers, they love him. Why do these musicians have such a strong cult following? And if you're an artist, how can you build a cult following? If you're a musician, this is for you. I have a free webinar. It's not one of those webinars that you have to sign up and you go through it. No, this is a free webinar. You click the link, you start watching it immediately. Free webinar is going to walk you, tell you exactly. I'm not one of those people that's going to waste your time. Straight to the point. It's going to tell you exactly what you need to do to build an artist persona and help you take your career to the next level. So if you're serious and you really want to get the ball rolling right now, build out an artist identity, an artist persona that is unique and that will make you stand out. And most importantly, that will help you build a cult following that is raging for you the way that these guys have a strong following. Guys, click the link down below. Limited time offer. This is probably going to be the last time you see this video, to be honest. This is not going to be available for too long. There's a limited space. So click the link down below so you can join this free webinar and start putting things into motion to build out a strong career. Let's get to it. How can you tell your story in an interesting way, in a dynamic way that will captivate all of these elements and sell you as an artist? And luckily, you don't have to do it in one music video. Maybe you're not a musician. And Kanye's already done it. It's been done, right? What can you do? You could still do it in a different way. But like, what can you actually do that's different, that's raw, that's authentic, that speaks to who you are as an artist, as a creator? What can you do that's different and that will push you and market you in an interesting, dynamic way? But Through the Wire is actually just such a it's an iconic video, especially for a first time video, because I remember the first time I ever saw that video, I thought it was a little rough. I was like, what is this? First of all, what is this? That's the first thing I was like, is this a music video? What is this? Okay, the song sounds interesting. And I remember the car crash. The first thing when we saw the car crash, we're like, whoa, oh my God, what happened? Who is that? So we're asking who, what, when, where, why when we see this music video. And in most music videos, you don't get those answers. You're thinking that, but you don't get those answers about the musician. And back in those days, we didn't just have Google search where you could just go on Google and search who the person was and you'll get a whole Wikipedia page article about the person. No, it's like you have to wait for the MTV interview for you to know who that is. And that's if you catch it, because if you don't have it taped on TiVo or you don't have it recorded, then you're gonna miss it, right? Back in those days, I just think about how information was so scarce back then. Like, people would literally have conversations that are debates for hours over a subject matter, right? That is just like false information or misinformation. But in this day and age, like, you could just say, okay, what did you say? Let me Google it. Boom. You prove the person wrong. The argument is dead in 2 seconds. But back then, people would just go back and forth on these things. Either way, great music video, great marketing tool. Let me know your thoughts about this. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. My name is Kenim, and see you next time. Peace.